time to strap our boots on. This is a perfect day to die. Wipe the blood out of our eyes. In this life there's no surrender, and there's nothing left for us to do. Find the strength to see this through. We are the ones who will never be broken. With our final breath, we'll fight to the death. We are soldiers, we are soldiers.
Hello, everybody. It's Daphne here with Lore Entertainment. We are doing our second episode of Interviews with Soldiers, and we have with us Mr. Todd Neiss. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
So let me ask you a question, Todd. What branch of the armed forces did you serve in?
I served in the Army for a little more than 20 years.
20 years. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, long haul. Just recently retired, in fact.
There you go. So, as far as touring, okay, where all have you been in the Army?
Well, I've been everywhere from Germany to Jamaica, Kuwait, Ireland, and all over the U.S. But as far as combat tours, I did a tour, a 400-day tour in Iraq in 2010 and 11.
Wow. Wow, that was the worst time to be there too. Good Lord. So what was it like for you to be over there after all that went down?
It was it takes a big adjustment, obviously, to be away from friends and family for well over a year and to be thrown into a whole different culture than what you're used to. And it takes a lot of adapting. And I was stationed at Joint Base Balad, just north of Baghdad. And the Joint Base, it was both Army and Air Force. But I guess what really took a little bit of getting used to is being bombarded by mortars and rockets and gunfire almost daily that entire time. Uh, but I have to tell you, Daphne, it's kind of probably hard for your listeners to understand, but I'm sure military people will, that you actually get used to that in time. Um, at first when you get there, it's like, oh my God, they're shooting at us. But you got a job to do, and it's not just shooting back. So you get an announcement over the PA system on the base that we're taking incoming fire, take appropriate precautions. And at first you're running around, oh gosh, where's my helmet? Where's my flash vest? Where's the bunker? After a while, literally after 3 or 4 weeks of that, it's like, if it's my time, it's my time. I mean, I could be in the process of running to a bunker and you're out in the open. So we pretty much just hung on and said a little prayer and waited for it to stop and then just kept on doing our business. But that was interesting to say the least. And we were operating under some very restricted rules of engagement that frankly would not allow us to return fire if they were more than 300 meters away from our base perimeter. So, and they knew that as well. So they'll stand off at 350 or 400 meters and shoot at us.
So they wouldn't let you return fire on them, even though they were shooting at you from just being that far away?
Correct. And they were using indirect weapons for the most part at that range, mortars, rockets, but they would shoot a couple more. It wasn't like they were trying to take the base. It was just more like harassment fire. And they just hoped that they would, kill or injure somebody or blow up some equipment in the process. But they would fire off 2 or 3, say, mortars, from the back of a pickup truck, and then they'd be down the road within a minute, you know. So we were told to depend on, of all people, the Iraqi police. You know, it's like it's all 911. Yeah, we got some guys shooting at us. And of course, we had drone coverage, so we always had drones in the air, UAVs that were flying, and they were on. They could actually engage from the air. We also had a big aerostat balloon that was up, oh gosh, probably 1,000 feet up with long range cameras on it, so it could kind of mark it. Yeah, it kind of felt like we us on the base we were kind of handcuffed unless they came within 300 meters to get us to ride it off. Kind of
Oh,
felt good.
I've got 3 military kids, so luckily, I mean, well, one of them did see a little bit of action. He was a Marine, and then my daughter, she got out, and then my son, he's still in, and right now I mean, he's stationed in Fort Hood, and but they've got him in California doing something. I don't know, looking for UFOs. Who knows? Probably, I'm not even going to deny because I'm telling you what, I've got footage on my phone from stuff I just caught in Florida. I just haven't put it out there to the world. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
really?
Oh yeah, I had
Really?
2 days in a row. Yeah, I even did comparisons and everything to make sure it was right, you know what I mean, from what I was seeing. And then the video footage I have is probably, God, about 25 minutes of video
You
footage.
actually you actually took the video?
I see, yeah, yeah, I was down there, and I was looking because every day I had like this it was on the 10th floor, and then it was like this balcony. It was a suite, basically, is what it was. And I spent most of my time right there. I was content right there, didn't care. I went down, walked on the beach, you know, but I was looking out, and it wasn't the same thing I see every day, you know. So I'm sitting there staring, I'm like, what the hell is that? So I look, and then I see this thing, and this is no shit, man. And when I seen it, I started recording. I'm like, oh hell no, because I heard a bunch of, you know, UFOs have been going down there. I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting there recording, and then all of a sudden it's up, and then it kind of comes down, and I'm like, all right, what the fuck? So I'm looking, and then I see another one in the water, in the water.
In the
And this,
water.
yeah,
Wow.
I swear, hand to God. And in the footage, you could see it. It's, to me, I could see red, okay, like a flashing red under the water, and then all of a sudden it looked white on camera, but it was red. Okay, what the hell is going to be red that's down there flashing? Come on now. And so the other one, like they were there. Oh my God, those two things stayed in that place for, I guarantee, at least 3 hours. And then I was tired. So I was like, I'm just going to bed, screw it, whatever. And the next night, it was the last night there. I'm like, I wonder if they come back. And I was just joking, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they show back up. Let's see. And all of a sudden, like the other one didn't, but the one did. And it was a little bit over on the other side. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on here? You know, because if they're drones, there's no way they're going to sit there and hover like that. You know what I mean? And I didn't see anything in the water that time. It was just screwed up. I'm like, man, I don't know. But I started filming that too. Like, okay, what the hell? Hey, it's handy footage to have later on, you know, if I ever do any kind of sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, well, let's see a few things myself.
Well, let's hear them.
Well, I don't normally talk about the UFO stuff so much, but I'd be happy to share because it's bizarre in and of itself, but what followed was really uncomprehensible to me. But I live up here in the Cascade Mountains at the base of Mount Hood on 1,326 I'm really actually interested in the wilderness, and there's a mountain behind me, hill compared to hill, but it's called Wildcat Mountain. And I used to train to go up there. So I'm like 60 miles from Portland. I'm 50 miles from Portland. see all the lights that burn on it. So I take them and to them like incredible view. And one night I was up there with a couple of friends. And I looked to my truck and just sitting there and just checking out everything. Like bright night. Stars are all out, and so you see something kind of coming out of the cloud. It's a light, but it was if something wasn't right about it. The speed of it was way too slow for like a shooting star, but seemed pretty fast for a standard commercial jet liner there. So we're looking at it, all of us, like four of us, and we're like, check that out. It's coming our direction, and the closer it's getting to it, the brighter it is. And I honestly couldn't tell you how high up it was, but I can tell you that by the time it got almost over it, it literally lit up the whole forest around the front of us. We can hardly even look at it. But as it goes by, we're watching it and just, I don't get it, but it turned like a check mark, if you will. That's when it started. And it was gone either over the horizon. And we've been watching this for a good 30 seconds. But in that maneuver where it made that check mark change course, it either went over the horizon or out into space in like a half a second. I mean, there's just nothing that can do that, let alone any person that can provide that kind of resources. So that's not the image. We all look into that. So it's really, just go and get a good. Now, fast forward, maybe 2 months later, I'm about 70 miles south of here, doing some wildlife research, and we were along the Malala River up on the headwaters, and decided to camp there. So one of my buddies sent me to camp, me and this former sheriff, retired. He and I are standing up at a tree development, and we're in the middle of nowhere. That's really, yeah, you can try to send this to the thing. I remember Fred talking about when he was on patrol, having some sort of a UFO not only fly over his patrol, but follow his place. Okay. Well, can you recount that? I mean, you told me a long time ago. So he tells me this story, and I go, you know what? I gotta go. This happened a couple of months ago, and I start to stray, right? Again, I'm 70, 80 miles south, and the middle of that, and suddenly Fred looks over my shoulder as I'm describing the light and goes, "You mean like that?" No, yeah. I turn around and like my mouth got open. No, I didn't like it. No, you got
It's
shit.
following you.
It did no. It's crazy to see it once. It's beautiful to see it twice. But to happen as I'm describing it. It could have happened an hour earlier, an hour later. No, I'm talking about it. This thing reappeared or something like it. It did exactly what that one had done a couple of months ago. And I'm just like, are
Wow.
you listening to? I mean, did I just conjure that by describing it? Because it was like right on cue on it. But yeah, so I've seen stuff. I don't know if I subscribe to alien technology so much, but by definition, I've seen flying objects that were, I don't know.
Did you see anything when you were in
What's
service?
that?
Was you in the service when that happened, or was that after?
No, I was actually between stints, I believe. I served from 1989 to 2000, I think it was 1996. So just over 6 years. And then I took a 9 year break in service. And then after all three of my sons got in after 9/11, I felt like Dad kind of sitting on the sidelines being a banker.
I think everybody
My
wanted to
kids,
join the military after 9/11.
yeah, and my kids are getting deployed, and I'm like, they probably, they grew up with me, and mom and dad, and I can't help but think that's probably very similar to somebody else. And so I, made the decision to re-elect active duty and serve out the balance of my 20 year time. And wore a lot of hats, but no, that I believe that episode, or those episodes I just mentioned, happened while I reverted back to civilian life between over.
Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
got some weird stuff happening in the military, but not that.
oh, I'm sure, but I mean, there are things that they're never gonna tell anybody. You know what I mean? It don't even matter. But now they can't deny anything now because everybody has cameras. So, you know what I mean? What are they gonna say? Everybody's full of shit. Which, knowing them, they probably would try to say that, but we all know. We know that they know that we know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
Skirt.
with the advent of the internet, social media in general, like you say, everybody's got a camera on them at any given time. You can always set off certain things to go on, and now when everybody's got the cameras at the ready, it's more likely that civilians are going to get their hands on this stuff if it's usually the military stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So when after you got back, and this is a question I asked the last person, I mean, settling in, because I know that they have to do the evaluation for you to be released out of the military. So what was it like to come back and settle in after going through all?
Different, completely different, to be honest with you. Uh, when you're gone that long, and especially under those circumstances, nothing's really quite the same again. Of course, there's PTSD, and in my case, I was really upset with the point. How you can get 100% totally different. There's various different skills. A lot of doing and do stuff like that. It's not just that. PTSD, a lot of people don't realize, I don't know, it can be a good thing or bad thing in certain respects. There's this hypervigilance where you're constantly in a state of readiness that at any minute something's coming. And so you're in a very hyper prepared state of
Fight
mind.
or flight mode?
Yeah, and there's you position yourself on you're going to go to restaurants and stuff. You don't want to have your back to the door. You get out of your back to the wall, but you can kind of maintain your line of fire. But but I'll tell you what, I say it's good and bad. And it's actually saved my life on a couple of occasions where I had been afflicted with the PTSD. I might not have survived it. In one case, I had a driving a Corvette, and suddenly the gas pedal on its own went to the floor, and my car just whirled out of control. And I did a complete 360 at 60 miles an hour. I did a complete 360 with 4 lanes of 5.5 interstate five, and did everything perfect. Braking, counter steering. I'm going sideways and backwards at 60. I'm looking at people's headlights, and I got through that whole thing, threw it into gear, raced back into the freeway, and got off the next exit. You know what bugged me the most is it didn't bug me at all. Normally, after something like that, I would have been like shaking and just adrenaline rush and all this stuff. And I brought that up with my counselor. I think what's counselor a couple of years after 50 dollars. when I describe that to you, it's classic PTSD because you were, you know, like spring wire, tripwire, you were ready for anything so that when anything happened without warning, just natural to do to have a much quicker response time. And there's been a couple of cases like that where that sensible has seen a hand like that. But it can be frustrating over time because there's kind of got a bit of a since you're always in a state of anticipation, you have to listen to stuff, you know,
Yeah.
especially with things when they don't have to do kind of thing. Yeah. No, it did change my life, and in the long run, it cost me a name. And but to be honest with you, I think I wouldn't go to it again. But so many amazing experiences, learned so many skill sets. I wore so many different hats in the next 20 years. That it's really given me a well-rounded lifestyle of skill sets.
So, what do you got going on now? What's going on?
Well, now that I'm quote unquote retired, seems like I'm busier than when I was working. When I first retired, it was like you drag out a real paper calendar and you're like, okay, all these white squares, you kind of have to force yourself to start filling in those squares or you're going to go square and you're going to really have no intention of returning to work. So I retired at 57, and but what it did avail to me was the opportunity to follow one of my passions, um, which was uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? As strange as it might be. I've been researching the phenomenon of Bigfoot and Sasquatch now for about 30 years. And uh, so being retired now, I've got a lot more time to devote to my field research, to devote to public speaking, which I do quite a bit of. And I'm writing a book currently about time. Several out by now, but I haven't had the stuff. So now I've been retired for 3 years, and now I've got that time. So I'm doing a lot more traveling, a lot more research. Speaking, working on documentaries, got a couple out right now. I'll be working on another one in July, Minnesota. Yeah, so and the funny thing is that well, I was just really getting at it, but the funny thing is, ironically, my interest in the subject actually happened uh, in the in the in the process of military training back in 1993, where my unit, 1249 Combat Engineers, uh, was tasked to go up into the coast range, the mountains along the coast in Oregon, where we would practice our skills as combat engineers. We use a lot of explosives to blow up bridges, roads, minefields, and such. And so we had three rock quarries that we were blasting at, and everything was, a standard operating procedure until we set that last charge. These three charges were done in individual rock quarries. We set that last charge and were convoying away from the intended explosion to a safe staging area. And I happened to be a passenger when the second Humvee, the four wheels convoy. And so I had literally looking around the countryside instead of focusing on driving and having hunted that particular area, that particular unit for both deer and elk. For several years, it was just natural for me to look for wildlife. So we kind of And the second blast site, the one we had detonated at maybe hardly an hour before that, a large explosion, all of it was huge, um, comes into view, and I see these three dark figures standing right out in the middle of this quarry, and I put stop it. And, what are those people doing there? And the more I look, focused on what I'm looking at, it's like, those aren't people. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're standing up on. They're all three of them are standing up on upright on two legs. But they were watching. They were so three of them in a row watching our convoy across the ravine as we were descending the hill away from this explosion. And it wasn't a brief sighting like so many big ship sightings are, something like that. I watched them for I estimate about 25 seconds. Even though that doesn't sound very long, if you look at your watch, it's only like that. Especially in light of what I was witnessing, it seemed like an eternity. And they didn't have the profile of a human. I mean, aside from the fact they were enormous, they weren't wearing any clothes. They were jet black from head to foot.
Mhm.
The middle one, I mean, they were built like bodybuilders. The one in the middle is probably 9 feet tall, and the two on each left and right about maybe 7.5 feet tall. But it was also the activity that they were exhibiting. One in the middle stood there like a statue, didn't seem to move at all. But the two either side of it were rocking side to side, swaying left and right, and in the process, it was long pendulous arms that extended below their knees and swinging back and forth in front of their knees. And they did that for the entire 25 seconds until we rounded the next corner and I lost sight of them and they just kind of collapsed off in my seat.
So they were pissed off that you all were out there blowing shit up.
We were blowing up there. I mean, we were rocking their world big time. And that's what's so unusual about it. The fact that any other animal, think about it, even humans for that matter, any other animal would go the exact opposite away from that area. And yet here was a species that I don't know so much the impressions they just wanted to, they were scouting us, they were watching us, they were trying to observe us and understand what we were doing out there. But that level of curiosity that is able to supersede what you would consider a natural tendency to run away and get away from that sort of activity tells me that because they're intelligent.
Wow.
I mean
They're
that
curious,
that
they're
that
curious.
level of well, curiosity is the need to know. Do you think the deer's going? I need to go back there. I need to know what they know. A deer's going to go about. Any other animal is going to go there. But these things with that powerful of a level of intellect and curiosity, I think says a lot about. So anyway, just to wrap that up, that the story there is just, we got down to that safety area, and a guy saw me staring off in the distance toward that second quarry, but I couldn't quite, I don't know, get my eyes on it because of a little bit of a hill that was blocking it. But he seeing me looking off in the distance like that, he walked up to me and he said, "What you looking at?" I said, "Hmm." He then looked left and right to make sure nobody else was in earshot, and he said, "I don't suppose you might have seen what I saw down at that second block." And I'm like, "I don't know, Sergeant, what did you see?" And he went on to describe exactly what I said, but he was
That's
not
why
in my vehicle.
in the military, because they'll kick your ass out from what I've heard. You
What's
know,
that?
I said you have to watch what you say in the military because they'll kick your ass out, and I mean, when you develop a hobby from something that you've actually seen, I mean, like Josh Gates and his damn Yeti. Like every time, I love Josh Gates, but I swear it seems like every episode I'm watching, he is chasing that damn Yeti. I'm like, somebody just go help this man find this damn creature for real, you know?
Hey,
He
take
kills
it
me with
easy.
that.
Anyway, so that, obviously I said, yeah, I definitely saw that, which, it was nice to have that corroboration, but it certainly would have changed my mind. I could never unsee what I saw that day. And within the next 30 days, we had two more soldiers come forward that had been admitted to have that thing. I witnessed to what we were definitely seeing. So it's very unusual in terms of Bigfoot families, in that there were multiple eyewitnesses, multiple creatures, which is pretty rare. Usually seen as a single entity, and then of course just the nature of what we were doing, really rocking the world. So yeah, and so I've been hooked ever since, and yeah, I did have a little bit of churn with the military as far as as qualify for, you know. But no, it's kind of like people just kind of laugh it off. You get a lot of patronizing,
They would be
you
laughing
know,
if their asses were standing face to face with one of them.
right. So I'm like, it's all right. I used to be like you too. So I don't have a problem with skepticism. I prefer some constructive criticism based on research and scientific data, but just abject skepticism because you don't want to believe something that's a homework. That's okay. Like I said, I was there myself. But yeah, now it's been 30 years, a little about 30 years on April 3rd this year that I've been doing my thing in that regard and doing a lot of research, meeting amazing people. I actually put on a conference. I call it's not like any of the conferences that I do, that I go to around the country, where people, they pay stuff with the public, they pay admission, and they have vendors and all that whole circus. Mine is something I came up with actually in 2008 after having met a lot of really important people in that field. I thought about it. Wouldn't it be awesome to get all those people together at once to see what if they're interested, what's the most, and then get together and get them talk, network, and socialize, and so I came up with that idea to put together something more along the lines of a retreat for Bigfoot research. Private, invitation only, not open to the public, no media, no vendors, just a big kumbaya moment around a bonfire for 3 nights, in a camping kind of setting. And I gave it, because we do this along the Oregon coast, I gave it the funny name of Beachfoot. But Beachfoot's taken on a life of its own. We've had people come from not just all over the U.S. and Canada, but from Russia, England, Australia, and New Zealand, and at their own expense, mind you. Most of these people get paid, for the transportation, lodging, all that stuff. This is the only gathering where they actually pay us just to offset expenses. So it's 4 days, 3 nights in the coast range, and this year will mark our 16th. That's coming up in about 10 days. But we limited at 100 people. And like I said, it's taken on a life of its own, but it's done exactly what I wanted it to do. It's gotten all these people together who, in some cases, might have felt the other word as competition.
Yeah.
Now they're friends. Now it's like, oh, no, now we got to meet you and see what you look like 4 days without a shadow. But it's time we leave, and you really get to know each other really well when you show. No,
You need
it's a
to
lot
check
of
out
fun.
the gorge.
What's that?
You need to check out Red River Gorge. It's over in Kentucky. I've been there. I used to rappel over there. I go down and
All
go
right.
camping and go rappelling. And I knew, like, I don't know. You can just tell, you know what I'm saying, when you get those feelings that something's like watching you. But there was actually a guy who oh my God, I don't even remember what show that was. He caught footage and then he went back with a gun Obviously, because I guess some things are big. You don't know if they're going to kill your ass or not. You know what I'm saying? You better have
Right.
something with you. What are you going to do? Throw
Right.
rocks? That's not going to do anything, But I
No.
mean, the gorge, if you haven't been there yet, you need to go. It's in Kentucky, Red River Gorge, and it's beautiful. And there are so many, like everybody goes there, goes camping. There's all these different places. And if you like to rappel, there's big cliffs
Yep.
and but like there's supposed to be a Bigfoot running around loose down there somewhere in the gorge. And I wouldn't put it past it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Well,
check that out.
I've done research all around the U.S. and Canada and doing Alaska and quite a bit back there. Not Kentucky, but Arkansas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and all around that. But right after our beach book gathering, 3 days later, we're taking off here from Oregon and heading to Arkansas,
Yeah.
pulling our 32 foot travel trailer, and we're going to just spend about 6 weeks out there. Kind of using that as a base, a jump off spot. We got family there and stuff out there, but it's like that'll be kind of home base. But we want to take some treks out east and south and north, and so I'll keep that in mind. Red River Valley.
Red River Gorge. I'll text it to you. I'll make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do.
All right. We are going to wrap this up. We are going to tell Todd, thank you very much for coming on today. And we look
It's
forward
crazy.
to definitely bringing you back on later on, to find out what else you get to see out there. And if you could like reach out to Josh Gates, maybe you can help him find the Yeti also. Because somebody's got to help.
I've got him on speed dial.
There you go. All right, reach out. No, I'm just
Well, thanks for having me.
no
I had a lot
problem.
of fun and anytime.
Yeah, no problem. Love having you. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to say goodbye, and you guys have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.
It's time to strap our boots on. This is a perfect day to die. Wipe the blood out of our eyes. In this life there's no surrender, and there's nothing left for us to do. Find the strength to see this through. We are the ones who will never be broken. With our final breath, we'll fight to the death. We are soldiers, we are soldiers. Whoa. taking all the money that it win.